And we're starting the class off with American Happy Conley. She was second yesterday in the 140 class, and she is on a 12-year-old Bay Gelding Clockwise CSH. My name's Jay Duke. I'm here with Angel Caroli from Venezuela. I mean, my guest today, joining us at a beautiful venue, beautiful day, ideal conditions. Our course designer is Guy George, Olympic course designer from Rio. And we're starting off here right off the bat with we got a bending 9 steps here from 1 to 2. And we will see, she caught the 10. We will see a few people be a little conservative there. Time allowed is 83 seconds. And coming up here after 3, there is an optional inside turn, which Happy is going to take to number 4. And then to the triple combination, vertical, oxer, vertical, and then it's going to be a 7.5 steps to this oxer. So you're going to see her do the direct 7, which I think is what you're going to see most of the horses and riders look for in the ride there. And around is a very comfortable 5 strides, just right on the money, vertical oxer. And then just in front of us here at the booth, we've got a 2-stride, oxer vertical. Rail coming down there for Happy. And that's a very comfortable line. I don't think we'll see too many issues with that line today. Now we've got the ESI Liverpool. And then to the final line, it's a 4-step towards the in-gate, oxer vertical. See the back rail coming down. So we're going to finish up with 12. No problem on the clock whatsoever. Time of 75.7. Fortunately, 12 jumping faults for Clockwise CSH and American Happy Conley. Angel, first thoughts on this round?
Jay, first of all, thanks for having me and walking us through that first round. I didn't really have a chance to walk the course this morning, but as always, Guy always giving us a top level class here and course design, so we're very lucky to have him here. So it looked like a nice round. You know, Guy's very clever with his placing, so I think we'll have rails everywhere. We'll keep taking a look here, and now we have Hunter Holloway in the ring with Eastern Jam. Let's take a look at Hunter here.
So Hunter was the winner of the meter 35 class yesterday. I competed against Hunter's mother, Brandy, for several years on the Midwest Grand Prix circuit. Brandy is a very fast rider, very competitive.
So is Hunter. She's a wonderful rider. She's got lovely horses, and she's done a very good job bringing her young horses along. A lot of wins. And I watched the class yesterday. She rode beautifully, a bay horse, and looks like it will be a nice one for the future.
And there's the 7. I think we're going to see almost all the riders catch the inside direct 7 there is the more simple of the 2 options. It does walk, like I said, if you walk the track, it walks right on the money, 7.5.
Yeah, no, lately with the new footings nowadays, you know, you see a lot of the riders opt for the 1 less because they travel so easily in this ground. I think back in the day with deeper footings and stuff, you would see a lot of ads, but I think that's changed over the years.
Oh, there's no question. The distances now are so much longer than they used to be, and that's primarily because of the upgrades in the footing, also because of how good these horses jump and move across the ground as well. Fortunately, a late rail coming down there at number 12, and Hunter's going to finish up with 4. So no problem on the clock, 75.82. Time allowed is 83. So the riders are not going to have to worry about the time allowed. But leaving the jumps up in the cups, that's going to be the challenge.
That was too bad. I was just thinking what a lovely round. She always rides beautifully. And I think that number 12 just got a little away from her, and she just ticked the back rail. But other than that, she rode a beautiful round.
And that's the second horse that's had that back rail down at 12. And, you know, it's quite a long approach, and it's kind of a flat approach to 12, and keeping up the power and the quality. And even though it is early here in the day, there's still a little bit of heat to play in. And by the time you get to fence 12, those horses and riders are feeling it.
Oh, 100%. Now we have Susan Griffiths, local from Colorado. Great family. I've known them for many years. And they've done she's done a great job riding, and she rides beautifully and has a lovely group of horses. And yeah, let's take a look at her round.
Susan does have some previous World Cup results in her riding career. She's going to be looking to put up a score here in this FEI class at the Denver International. See, she's taking, the time allowed is not an issue, so they don't have to take that inside turn to number 4. Susan choosing to go around.
I noticed some of the horses taking a bit of a peek at those poles there, the black candy cane. I think the optical illusion a little bit of those rails, but I have noticed that over the last few days. That and the blue and black oxer with the striped rails. I don't know if it's that number 2.
Number 2, yes. So Susan chose to do the outside 8 steps to the oxer and was successful with it. So she's taking her time a little bit. She is going to be pushing the clock, but I think she'll still be fine with the time allowed. It looks like a pretty quick horse across the ground.
Just had to hold him off the front there, and just lost a little bit the shape in the hind end in both of these jumps here.
Well, as you said, Guy is he's a very subtle course designer, and he catches you in different places, and he really requires a lot of consistency and accuracy with the ride.
Yeah, that was too bad. Susan rode great, and just had to use her hand a little bit too much, and I think it cut the horse's jump a little bit behind for those 3 jumps, but I think she will have a lot of good rounds with that horse in the future.
Yeah, excellent observation. I agree. Got a little bit handsy there and just stiffened the horse a little bit off the ground for a total of 12. Time of 81.84, no problem on the time allowed again. So there's a rider that took the outside track from 3 to 4, also did the 8 steps in the bending line after the triple combination, and still no problem on the clock. This is Say Roberto and Stephanie Gershon. Stephanie was 5th in the 130s yesterday, and she had 3-star and 4-star results in thermal as well this year in the desert.
Jay, this is a very nice horse. I've been watching it out in California for a few years. Herself and Everardo Hegewich have been doing a nice job producing this horse. It's come along very nicely in the time that I've known it, and I think it's a nice, talented horse. We'll see how he goes around today.
Yes, it's watching her in thermal, she did very well. Everardo does a really good job with his horses and his riders. They ride very consistently. They ride it with good system, and they've been getting very consistent results this year.
Yeah, 100%. He's done a very good job, and Stephanie also. She's learned a lot from him in the past couple of years, and you can certainly see the progress in her riding. It's nice to see.
So we've got a 4 on the board and 2 12 falters. Looking for our first clean here. Say Roberto, Stephanie Gershon.
Just a little bit on top of the 9 strides, and just a little bit wiggly over to that second jump.
It's a bit of an awkward turn. It's a 90-degree turn there from 1 to 2, and you have to be on it right off the bat. It doesn't give you much of a warm up into this track.
Yeah, and you have to be very careful with how you don't want to think inside track too much, but you want to stay outside track, because the second jump might get away from you. So like you said, you have to stay really on top of it, starting right off the bat. I had the back rail there of the triple combination at B. Gets up to 5 easy. So he's obviously a big mover. Nice, easy there, easy. Very nicely done.
Yeah, super balance there in the 6. A little flat here.
Yeah.
That cost her a rail. Put a bend. I think, was that intentional? Do you think that bend in that last line?
I don't think so. I think it just got a little squirrely there, but It's okay. She got plenty of stride, and it could have, for a smaller strided horse, could have gotten away. Isn't that
Yes.
a up and four? But I think she was okay.
So another 12-4 performance. So we've seen now 4 riders complete this track by Guy Georges, and we've had three riders dropping 3 rails each. So, you know, it doesn't look to be, there's no bogey jumps out here, but there's definitely a challenging track for these riders.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. I mean, like I said, Guy's such a world-class course designer, and for sure you're not going to see any disasters, but people are going to knock rails all over the place.
We go to Mexico next. This is Eduardo Sanchez Navarro aboard the 9-year-old gray mare Warika, Belgian warm blood. Yesterday, Eduardo was second in the 130 and the 140 meter class.
8 strides there. Just went nice direct. Showed up nice for him. Don't know this mare, but looks like a nice, sporty, modern mare.
Well, the nice thing with the bending lines is as long as you get there with a whole number, it's always going to work. Doesn't really matter what the number is.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't get there with any fractions.
Yeah, exactly.
7.
7, easy. That from 4 to 5 ABC, it's a bit flat, huh? It could get away.
It's a little flat across there, yeah.
He did a nice job moving up into that triple combination. I think this last part should be fairly simple for him with a smaller strided horse. I think it's for the bigger strided horses, the end of the round here, that they have to manage to keep the horses' stride in control and not having to use their hand so much, you know, like this. I think this horse will jump.
Two to go.
Yeah.
Got over that tricky oxer. 1 left for the first clear, and there we go. Eduardo Sanchez, Navarro, and Warika with our first clear of the day, and we have 1 qualified for round number 2.
That was a lovely round. Mare, super quality, very modern, really well ridden. And like I was just saying, Jay, I think, you know, this course, I like to analyze it this way. It seems like it's easier for the bigger strided horses in the beginning, like moving into that triple combination. He did a very good job moving right up to number 2 and establishing his canter for the beginning of the course, and then the second half. Bigger strided horses are going to struggle a little bit, keeping that control, how we saw with Susan Griffith and Stephanie Gershon. They had to ride a little bit in the hand to keep the control at the end.
Yeah, he did. He had a little bit of a different plan there at the start of the course, and it certainly seemed to pay off. We'll see if any of the other riders try to emulate that and get a similar result and qualify for that jump off. Next in the ring, going back to the United States of America, this is Laura Height riding for HF Farms LLC. This is an 11-year-old gelding, Chattanooga.
Laura Height, a very good, ambitious rider. She makes a lot of good results out in California. She's got a nice string of horses, and she's had this one for a couple of years. She produced it for a while with Joey Gatlin. Now she's riding with Cassia Rivetti. Well, a little stall there.
Little trouble there. She was pretty gappy to that vertical. The horse wasn't quite as confident with that distance. The horse looks a little careful here to start off this track.
Keep your leg on. Keep your leg squeeze.
Yeah, the double clutch at that oxer as well. Laura's getting away with it.
Now she maybe has here's a good chance to recover and get that horse off her leg a little bit. Help her out. He doesn't get too careful.
Oh, trouble there as well, but it's working so far. Super through the combo.
Come on.
Coming into form now.
Yeah, I think she's good now. Keep him active there. Keep the energy right there in the corner.
Got to watch the back rail here.
Yeah. Good job, Laura.
Okay, 2 in a row, 80.35, and a clear round for Laura Height. And excellent job. So we have, right away, the first few horses had a little trouble with the course, and now we've seen back-to-back clear rounds, and we are guaranteed a jump-off, which, of course, we all want to see.
Yeah, no, that was super. Nice recovery. You know, as I said, I think the beginning of the course, you got to be careful that number 4 comes up a little quick out of that sharp turn, and make sure the engine is moving on those horses so that they don't stall like it happened for Laura Height. She got away with it, but it could have gone another way.
Yeah, a little lucky at the beginning, for sure, especially that double clutch at B of the triple combination. If C had been an oxer, she would have been in trouble.
Yeah, 100%. But anyway, that's good for Laura.
Absolutely. This is Delaney Batter, another rider of Casio Rivetti's. This is the 12-year-old Dutch gelding, Evelinus.
Evelinus, she's been doing some of the U25 tracks with this horse. It's a very nice horse. And Delaney also riding with Casio Rivetti. Oh, she came in strong there. Well done by Evelinus.
She did have some good results in the U25 in Wellington.
Yeah.
But an override there to that oxer.
Yeah, it started a little bit here after jump 4, going into the triple combination, and then it caught up to her in the oxer afterwards. But yeah, no, this is you know, nice difficult track for.
She just left a stride out.
Whoa.
A little bold, I would say, with that ride. I don't know if that was in the plans.
Probably not. Let's see here. You know, that's too bad here in this line. Other than that, I think maybe she was just making sure that she had the horse. Didn't happen what happened to Laura Height. You know, like they trained both with Casio, and but these girls have come a long way in a short period of time, training and learning a different system with Casio. That they're really doing a good job and learning this level. You know.
You know, you make a great point. She may have seen her teammate start off a little weak and think she needed to, you know, and then actually ended up going a little too far the other way with a slight override, and resulted with 3 rails hitting the sound.
It's possible that happened, but let's see who's next here. Michael Tokaruk.
Yeah, this is a 9-year-old Belgian warm blood gelding, Lord Castanu.
I don't know much about this horse. Michael operates a great business and sells a lot of horses, and a lot of horses come through his barn, so this might be a new one for him. I don't know, but see how Michael does with this course.
Well, when you're running a sales business, they come and go pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he definitely does a good job of moving them. He's on the 10 strides there. Just threw that easy.
Yeah, taking the ad right again, with the clock not being a factor in this welcome class. Has that luxury. Got there easy in the 6.
I was just gonna say, just now he's got it starting to get into the rhythm without the ad stride, and he just that horse just ticked that front rail. That's a delicate jump. You can't. He went, but he's on the ad stride at the beginning of the course, and then he maybe thought, now I'm gonna do the 7. Maybe he overdid it a little bit, so he pushed him maybe a little bit into that front rail.
And he might have been wishing he'd stayed with that strategy and done the 8.
Walk the 6 now.
Yeah, and seems like as that step gets longer and flatter, the jumps are toppling.
He's obviously trying to figure out the rideability a little bit. I think it's a talented horse. He's also wearing that black mask on that horse that they're using nowadays to keep him a bit relaxed. I've never used one personally, but
yeah, I haven't either. You know, there's no downside to wearing the mask,
sure.
And some people, you know, I think for some horses I've heard some really positive results, and for other horses they're like, well, there's no negative to it. It may help them, it may not.
Sure. Anyway, he's obviously trying to work the rideability out, but I think it looks like a nice horse if you can sort through that.
Yeah, absolutely. So a total of 13 faults there from Michael Tokarek. We go to Canada. We have riders here today from Mexico, Canada, and the United States. This is Darren DeLynn aboard the 10-year-old Buddy Bounce. Darren had some good 3- and 4-star results in Thermal this year with this horse, and he also formerly rode in the World Cup finals in Europe as well for Canada. Darren and I actually grew up together.
Oh, you did?
My mother coached him, and yeah, rode together as kids and juniors.
Darren's a super guy, very talented rider, always so nice. I love watching him ride. He really rides one with the horse. He really tries to not be against the motion, which I really enjoy watching. Very nice on pace. Easy there in the 6, huh? A lot, but that's what I'm trying to say. He really rides with the motion, and not trying to manufacture. He got a little bit early there in the 7.
You know, I think he got there too soon.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's unusual. This horse is a very careful horse, and it's unusual to see him have a front rail like that.
Yeah, but he moved. A lot of horses are struggling to get up to the triple combination. He didn't struggle at all. He got there settling, so he probably should have realized that 7 was going to come easy for him. Because you were mentioning that's a 7.5 option, 7/8 strides, right?
See him trying to get a quick 4 in here, get in the money. That's an unfortunate rail. That looked like it should have been a clear round.
Yeah, it was a lovely round. Like I said, I always enjoy watching him ride. Really.
Yeah.
One
So
with the horses.
time is 79.13 for Buddy Bounce and Canadian rider Darren DeLynn. That's going to slot them into the 4th position here early in this class. We have a total of 30 starters, so a great number. And this is the first time Split Rock Tournament has ever been to Denver, Colorado, and I know people are really enjoying the show, and reviews are great, and everyone's having a fantastic time here.
It's a lovely venue. The weather is lovely, and you know, Derek and the team at Split Rock do a beautiful job working the ground, bringing the top quality jumps, and setting up a nice, exciting atmosphere for the competition.
Here's Nicole Honert. She won the meter 35 class yesterday, and she had some good results in Thermal in the 3- and 4-star classes. This is her top horse, Calgary 4, 13-year-old Holsteiner mare.
This is a very good horse. It's jumped some World Cup qualifiers with her. It's a nice mare. Yeah, she also was a bit on the green side when I first got to know this Nicole and this mare Calgary, but always showed a lot of quality.
Yeah, did the outside 8 there, which I think would be the plan with this one. This one's a bit of a careful horse, a bit of a smaller mover, as we can see there with the ad.
She added 6 here, caught up to her a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think that was maybe in the plan. She just got stuck a little bit to the animal vertical and decided to add as soon as she landed as plan B.
Yeah, and unfortunately, plan B did not work out so well.
Yeah.
Coming on 4 here to the Liverpool, the ESI.
Just takes that behind. Again, as you know, they lose a little bit of the shape if you have to get too handsy with your horses in the end, and she definitely had to doing the ad over there in the 5-stride line where she added the 6, and I think she lost a little bit the mare in the hind end, but.
Yeah, so 12 fall performance for Calgary 4 and Nicole Honner. Time is 77.88. That will not qualify her for round number 2. We go to Zoom Gallagher. Zoom has had some really good results this year. Yesterday she was 5th in the meter 40 speed class, FEI class. Here she is with Cirrus du Rousseau Z and 11-year-old Zangerzide Gelding.
This is a nice horse with quite a bit of experience. I think Moffat's owned it. I think Emily Moffat rode it for a while, and it's turned out to be a really nice teacher for Zoom. Um, she's got a lot of good experience over Grand Prix out west, and she's really evolved as a rider in the last couple of years. They've bought quite a few nice horses, and she's in the ring a lot.
She is in the ring a lot, and she's very consistent with the results. As I say that as unfortunate early rail coming down, but she does a really good job with her horses. Very smooth rider. You take the inside track here to number 4. Beautifully down to the triple combination. Just a light rub on the back rail, but no issue there. And rode that bending line. Now that bending line, the more you can square up for that green oxer, the better. I think it seems like the people that are getting there a little bit on the inside on that slight right to left angle are the ones that are catching that front rail as it is jumping into the berm. And she really shaped that line out and gave her horse an excellent chance to jump it.
Yeah, you have to be very square to those jumps. People that are a little bit on the inside track, not keeping the shoulders of the horse completely square to the front rail, for sure is a big possibility to knock the front rail down.
We have an override there to the Liverpool. And we're on 8 coming home. I'm going to finish up with a total of 8 faults and time of 80.28 for Cirrus du Rousseau Z and Zoom Gallagher. So good performance for the young rider. I think she'll be moderately satisfied with that.
Yeah, no, Zoom, you know, she's had some clear rounds in some international Grand Prix now. She's, like I said, she's gotten a lot of experience lately, and you know, she's doing a good job for sure. You can see the maturity in her riding coming along.
We go to the oldest horse in the class here. This is a 17-year-old gelding, Camerino. Local rider Jacqueline Toomey from Colorado. She approaches fence number 1, the Horsefly Doxer.
Seems like a Scopy horse.
Yeah, nice big brown gelding, attractive, canters across the ground nicely. A little bit of an ad ride here. She's in a bit of trouble, but again, Camerino, I think at his age of 17 years has probably seen all the distances.
No, and you know, he's looks like a good jumper. He doesn't look like such a modern type horse, but he seems careful. He seems like he knows what he's doing. Jumps every jump in nice form. Even though she was a little deep in the to jump 4, she didn't struggle at all. You know, you can see that he's mature and has a lot of experience. It's nice. Beautiful ride.
Yeah, right on the money. 3 to go. Looking for our 3rd clear.
Just travel a little bit here for the time. I hope it's not an issue. I know it's comfortable, but he is a bit of a slow mover. Time might be an issue, but she definitely jumped a nice round.
She's done it. And
Just
she's
too
under. 84.06. There is our 3rd clear round of the first round.
Oh, I thought the time was 83, Jay.
Oh, it's 83. Oh, I am right. It is 83 seconds, so we have 1 time fault. You were correct as far as that goes, so that is unfortunate, but a really good round for the young rider. I think she's got to be thrilled with that performance.
Yeah, no, honestly, and she could have easily worked her way into the time allowed. She, even after the 10th fence, you know, in most Grand Prix, if you're on over the time allowed, there's no way to make it up at the end of the course. But being comfortable, I think she could have if she moved a little bit up.
Yeah, I don't think the clock was the top priority for her. But again, a super result, going to pop her into 3rd position here after we've seen 12 horses. So almost halfway through this class. As we go to Mexico, this is Humberto Quiarte Gomez aboard the 13-year-old mare, Dirobanta. Umberto has some previous World Cup qualifier results in his resume. And 2 strides from B to C was not in the plan. But got through it. He was sitting on 8 faults so far.
I think also, even though this mare is 13 years old, I think she's big green, and Umberto has been working a little bit on her rideability. But, you know, for sure a horse like this is, you know, Guy demands so much perfection of the rideability that if it's not all there, you're going to have some faults around the course, you know.
Approaching the final line, Umberto Quiarte Gomez and Gervonta. And we're going to finish with a score of 20 plus time. So a total of 26 with a time of 87.98. We'll log that one up to a good experience. Everything looked positive. It's just, you know, working out some of the kinks.
Yeah, exactly. I think he just needs to figure that out a little bit with that horse, but it was fine on Umberto's side. We just got to figure out that horse a little bit.
We go back to the United States of America. This is Grand Prix veteran Michelle Parker with the 12-year-old Dutch gelding. Easy does it.
Michelle, very, very nice lady from California. I first met her 3 years ago when I first moved to California, and she had a really nice chestnut horse. She won at Del Mar with Del Mar National, very fast, and immediately gained a lot of respect for her. She's a very fast rider in the jump off. It's definitely one you hope is not in the jump off against you if you have to.
Yeah, so Michelle, I've known her since she was a younger junior rider, and she grew up under the tutelage of Ronnie Freeman, and who was one of the top California trainers for many, many years, and always had a lot of thoroughbreds and a lot of blood horses, and was very competitive. And so I've ridden many, many classes with Michelle, and watched her, like I said, from the time she was a young rider.
And she produces her horses and does a great job at it. And she's already won a few nice classes with this horse. And like I said, she never gives much chance in the clock in the jump offs.
Looks like she's in an interesting setup here tack-wise. Maybe as she comes by, you can get a glimpse at it and let us know what setup she has here for a bridle.
I think she has a little bit of a Hackabit bridle with a converter, sharing a little bit the connection between the bridle and the leverage of the nose. Yeah, you know, like I said, you know, the horses that this is a very talented horse and still needs to get a bit more rideable, but and Guy, he's just such a master. If you don't have very good control at the end, he's gonna catch up with you. That's too bad. That's a nice horse, and Michelle is a very, very good rider.
Yeah, it was a nice round, and you know, watching the horses, it does seem to me the riders are slightly overriding that Liverpool. They're almost taking it for granted a little bit, and I think, you know, with the time not being so tight, that maybe you could snug it up somewhere else and then take an extra step and just square that up. And you know, whenever that Liverpool is set a little behind the vertical, there's always a bit of a challenge. And we've seen a few riders there have that down, and just it almost looks like a little bit of a lazy ride and a lazy performance from horse and rider.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jay. I think, you know, it almost seems like you're done after number 10, and I think riders are taking too much of a breath there and losing a little bit of the energy on their horses there, then having to add or override a little bit.
We go to Cassio Rivetti, 2-time Olympian, 3-time World Games competitor. This is a 10-year-old Dutch gelding, Go Elder.
Go Elder, owned by Bliss Heers. decided to give Casio the ride on the horse earlier this year while he was competing at WEF.
And it looked like he maybe was worried about that happening there. He started to ride pretty hard at that fence early.
Yeah, no, Casio was the horse already had a bit of been scared a little bit, so he got the ride for that. But you know, I sometimes it's hard to get that out of horses. I think Casio's done a brilliant job with the horse. Already won a few Grand Prix, a Grand Prix, and the top placing at Riders' Cup in LA. But you know, these horses are funny, and it's a mental game. So I think Casio's done a very good job with the horse. But
yeah, not his day today. He's going to finish up and not push the issue there with Go Elder. So Casio retires.
And I tell you, Jay, that jump there with the black candy cane, the illusion has held off a little bit the horses.
So far we have 2 clear rounds. Eduardo Sanchez Navarro with Warika as a clear round, and Laura Height with Chattanooga. We have 2 qualified for round number 2. As we welcome in local rider J.J. Atkinson, based out of Boulder, Colorado. Her and her husband, Mark Mead, run a great business here in lovely Colorado. It's such a pleasure to be here at this Colorado Horse Park here in Parker. This is Blistix Twix SB and 9-year-old German gelding, Westphalian gelding. Let's see, this one has a bandage on the nose there. That's to help open up the airways. Maybe it's just a marking and
I think it's just a marking.
Maybe it's just a marking and a figure 8 noseband. Actually, I thought at first it was one of those
he ddid look
ones
like
to open up the airways, but maybe not. Well, my apologies to Blistex Twist SB for his facial markings.
JJ, a very nice person and doing a lovely job. I think she had a very nice round in the Grand Prix last week here in Colorado.
Oh, and a trouble there. And that's the second horse we've seen not get to see him. You know, they're having a little trouble. A lot of horses have struggled to get over the B element of that triple. And so tell us, you know, as a rider here, Angel, going into that combination, why have some horses gotten through it easily and other riders have struggled just like we saw there?
Well, you know, I wasn't really paying that much attention when JJ went in. It seemed like it was fine, but you know, it's boxy in there. You know, it looks like it's boxy to be. So you know, you don't. Sometimes horses give a big effort up and they hang in the air. Sometimes with the flat distance a little bit, the horses can jump a big A and land on top of B and force them to hang up in the air and have the back rail and not reach to C. You know, and you know. The fillers could play a little bit of a role. There's a couple questions, but visually from here, I can tell you it looks a little boxy A to B.
Yeah, it does. It walks just a little bit that way, and as you said, the line into it just gets them a little flat. And I think you're right. They're landing a little past A, have to back up at B, get a little hung up in the air at B, and all of a sudden C's a long ways away.
That's right.
And that is a test. So really the key there looks to be land off of number 4, get down the line a little early, come into 5A almost with a compression and a bit of power and an ad ride, and then you can push out a little bit at B.
Yeah, exactly. If you can manage that, that's. But you know, I've always been a fan of training stuff like that at home, small jumps, and then set the combinations like a gymnastic type. So your horses also already have a bit of an instinct of what they need to do when they get in the ring, and you don't have to do it all for them. That makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't do enough of that gymnastic work, no question about it.
No, that's
thousands of hours on that. We go to Caroline Vandermeer. This is Always Me, a 16-year-old Dutch warm-blood mare. She had a placing in the 4-star in Tryon earlier this year. we'll see what she can do. We were looking for our third clear round. We've had 2 clears, and we've had one falter. It's been a very entertaining class so far. We're just past the halfway mark. As Caroline approaches number 2, which has caused a few problems today.
Caroline rode with Katie Perdant many years ago. She got a top education from Katie, like anybody would. You know, there again, triple combination. Hey, Caroline likes to ride those blood horses, and she does a very good job with a lot of blood. But again, that triple combination is not so easy. You know, that distance that got boxy, like we just discussed, Jay, and land on the back pole, and there's no chance they were going to make that one stride there.
Yeah, and that's interesting. Now it looks like Caroline is going to give it a second crack.
Oh yeah, Caroline's a fighter. She's she got that Katie Perdant
school in her.
If
you rode with Katie, you're never pulling up.
She's tough. That's for sure. Let's see how it goes here. Now supported.
Now she's got to kick hard.
No.
Yeah. And it looked like that horse was a little skeptical of the combination already before as well. Because I don't have the dimensions in front of me on that combination, but it did walk pretty normal. Like it certainly didn't walk like a trap or a trick. And I think a few of the horses just getting, it's the first scope test. It's actually the only scope test of the class other than maybe number 12. And it's just catching a few of them.
Yeah, but like we talked, Jade, I think that number 4 is it's also a bit of a scope test. I've seen horses, and if they get a little shy over that, they can struggle over that triple.
And then maybe that makes them a bit cautious to the triple after that as well.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just a nice square oxer, right? The candy cane, and it's early, and the way the approach is, that's the only reason it's a real scope test.
Another local rider here is Catherine Gualtari aboard the 19-year-old Castellano.
Gotta love those older horses, veterans. I loved it. I
love it. Yeah, absolutely. It's great. Obviously they've had great care throughout their career and had super management to still be jumping at this age. And and these horses, they love it. They love coming in here and doing what they do.
Oh, 100%. I started my professional career with Andrea King in South Carolina, and we got a lot of horses from McLean Ward, and they were older horses. And McLean told me, he never rode younger horses when he was a younger rider. Just the older horses you can learn with. You're not worried about teaching them anything. You can just they can be the professor and you can be the student, which is nice for these younger riders.
I think I love that saying, professor and student. It's good if one of you knows what you're doing in there, exactly. For sure, has the experience.
I know a lot of people get caught up with trying to find young horses. I don't know why. For me personally, when I have kids one day, they're going to have older horses, that's for sure.
So we're sitting at 8 faults as we approach the final line. And the last jump topples, so we're going to finish up with a total of 12 for Catherine and Castellano. Pretty good trip for her.
Yeah, no, I think she rode a solid round, and the reins got a little long towards the end of the track. Little things to work on, but I think she did a nice job. She handled it nicely.
We go back to California. This is Lauren Flather aboard this is Skyliner Dutch Gelding by Woodinger VDL in Valencia. And she had an 8th place finish yesterday in the 140 speed, first FEI class. So we have 3 FEI classes this week. This is the welcome, and this is also the qualifier for the Sunday Prix. Watching the $37,000 Restylane meter 45 welcome.
Yeah, Lauren is, I've also seen her evolve quite a bit. I helped her just a tiny bit with her ex-trainer, Alicia Saxton. And she's a very talented kid, very smart, follows instruction very well. She is now riding with Carrie Potter, who does a lovely job as well, bringing these young riders along. And this is Skyliner, and very nice horse to learn to jump these jumps as well. Probably not the last careful, but for confidence and for experience over this level, it's a super horse. It's been very good for her. She's got him, and then another mare called Fenna that Carrie also got for her, and that one's a bit higher on the spectrum of careful, but it's nice to have a mix of both.
Well, it's really nice to have a horse that you know you're going to get to the finish line on, and you can, you know, if you're learning and you can make a mistake or two, and it's okay. It's you know, and that's how you learn from it. You don't want to be going in there and being scared of making a mistake.
And that's the exact purpose of this horse, and which is really giving her the mileage and get comfortable, even from the beginning of the year. Lauren has come a long way, and yeah, it's very nice to see.
Going to finish up just under the time allowed, 82.11 for Lauren Flather and Skyline with a total of 16. So that is not going to qualify. We have right now 2 coming back for our jump off. We have Eduardo Sanchez Navarro with Warika and Laura Height with Chattanooga. So we have 2 qualified. As we've now seen 20 horses in our first round, we have a total of 30. So we have 10 more to go. And next in the ring, we stay in the United States of America. This is Nikki Wilcox. She had a 2nd place finish yesterday in the 135s. This is Halifax VDM. Halifax VDM is a Dutch gelding by Carusa Lacia. As we see Nikki approaching fence number 1, the Horseflight Oxer. Nicely up over this number 2. Taking the inside track here. And approaching the triple combination, which has been a little challenging. Horse taking a good look at it. And again, it caught another one. And I do think that what Angel was saying earlier with the chips underneath those jumps, the fill is just getting those horses to take a little bit of a look at that triple combination, because that horse really stared it down on the approach.
I agree with you, Jay. I think those chips are not taken for granted for sure. I think horses are taking a peek at it, and it's playing a hard role in that triple combination.
So Nikki's going to take another shot at it. And she's going to have to kick hard. Just gets it done, but well ridden. Definitely a little backwards and off of her rhythm at this point. Again, this horse is just 9 years old. So just learning this level. You know, and a lot of these horses that are, say, 9 years old today, that, you know, last year as an 8-year-old, didn't get a lot of show experience. There weren't a lot of shows last year, and they're just trying to get back up again here in 2021. So essentially, experience-wise, a horse like this is a 7 or 8-year-old jumping a track.
Every horse in the plan, I'm just gonna take a year off of them because they all they all lost last year. You know.
Yeah.
Even the 19-year-old is 18
That's
because
true.
not
That's
that
right.
used.
That's an excellent point. We'll just
I'm gonna use that for my sales tactics.
That's right. Yeah, he's 19, but he feels like he's 18.
No, that horse Halifax, Nikki, really nice girl. Horse is super talented, very careful, and you're right. It might be a little bit too much for her. I think you have to with a horse there. You know, you're still missing last year. You gotta pick and choose when you do this level classes when they're in high confidence peak, and then pull them back out. You know. But
Yeah.
Today wasn't Nikki's day. That's too bad.
Next in the ring, this is Jamaica van Kadebeek, 12-year-old Belgian warm blood mare. Rider is Kendall Gath.
Very nice mare. Has jumped some World Cup qualifiers. And Kendall also riding with Cassia Rivetti, and has been learning a lot in the past few months since she started riding with him. Nicely done there. Keep the support there. You see it, huh? You just see it at A, in the air at A. You just see the horses studying there a little bit. That's why I said keep a little leg. You can see that back pole getting a little far, huh?
Yeah, that triple combination has definitely taken its toll. Approaches a double. We're sitting at 4 faults for Kendall. Very stylish rider.
Yeah, very nice girl, learning a lot, and having a nice round so far. Keep the leg on.
Yeah, and she rode that well.
Yeah. Nice pressure there for that oxer. Should be coming home easy.
Yeah, it's a really good round there for Kendall Gath and Jamaica van Kadebeek, finishing up with just 4 faults. And that's going to slide her into the 6th position here. Got an outside chance of staying in the top 8. I think she rode that well, and you know, she had a little trouble with the triple, but the ride was pretty quality. Just didn't quite get it done, but the execution, you know, was quite good.
Yeah, she did a very good job. Just I think little lack of experience. You know, we can see that, and with a bit more experience, you catch it right when you're coming off the ground. You can feel the horse stall a little bit, and be a little sharper with the leg right coming off A. But yeah, it's all in all, a beautiful round.
Absolutely. We go to Canada. This is Cassidy Keith. She's from Vancouver. She was 4th yesterday in the 140 FEI speed. There's a 9-year-old bay mare, Havana, by Cardento. This horse is very careful.
Yeah, I was watching this one a little bit in the warm-up yesterday. It looked like a very nice horse. Nice scopy.
Yeah, lots of scope. Definitely one of the biggest tracks this young mare has seen, because actually as a 6-year-old, this mare had a baby, and so she didn't even show much then.
I love the arm release. That's Will Simpson's signature right there.
It was a little trouble in the triple as we did 2 on the out, but she kept kicking.
That was awesome, Cassidy. Find your balance right there like a cowboy. Hopefully she gives this mare a nice positive round to finish up. I think she's doing a nice job, you know, considering the amount of quality and how green it is. It's looking like a very positive ride and an experience for Havana. Good job, Cassidy.
3 to go.
Yeah, just taking the back pull there. Mare getting a little careful, just sucked back in the air a little bit, but I think Cassidy did a very good job there, keeping confidence for that. You know, it's always a challenge to bring your young, lack of experience, quality horses into move them up a level, you know, because it can go either way, you know.
Yeah, no question about that. And as I said, this horse is, I don't know that it's actually done a legit 145 class ever in her life. And she is, we talk about missing a year, and then this one just her 6-year-old year. So she's actually a 7-year-old jumping this track, which is a lot to ask.
I guarantee you Cass will be very, very, very happy with that.
Next in the ring, we go to Mexico with her 2nd ride, Eduardo Sanchez Navarro. Already has a clear round, looking to make it 2. This is Governor.
You know, one thing about the boys in Mexico, they've done a very good job picking horses, and and really understanding that the horsepower is so important, the most important thing for the sport, you know, and Mexico in general has done a very good job mounting themselves well.
You know, years and years ago, they started to import some really good bloodlines into Mexico, and they've really developed their breeding program based around the Dutch and German breeding programs, and yeah, there's a lot of quality coming out of there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. The breeding is big, but also they are for sure going, and for years
Yeah.
have been now looking for important horses, you know, and it
Absolutely.
showed.
So that green oxer kept coming down here for Eduardo, so he's sitting on 4s. He gets pretty deep to the
See,
ESI Liverpool.
there we see again, you know, it's kind of getting a little bit away from horses, or you know, they're just dying a little bit in the turn there. Either get away or get underneath it, but it's been a question, that Liverpool there.
Yeah, it's come down, I think, about 5 times so far, and that is significant. So Eduardo Sanchez Navarro not going to qualify 2 for the jump up, but we are going to see him again in round number 2. So he's has a great shot at a podium finish at this point in time.
Oh yeah, and the mare he went clear with his for sure. One fun one in the jump off for sure.
So coming in the ring next, we go back to the United States. This is Hunter Holloway aboard the 10-year-old Westphalian mare, Pepita Conspita. So you've seen Hunter once already in the ring. So she knows the track. It's definitely an advantage to have that second ride in these classes. You know, you know the tests that you're going to be facing out there. And as a rider, you just feel a lot more comfortable coming in that ring that second time. Hunter had just 4 faults. She's sitting actually in 4th position on Eastern Jam, so she's has the fastest 4-fault rounding time of 75.82. She's going to be looking to one-up that here with Pepita Conspita.
This is Jay, another mare that she's been producing for a few years, and I saw her a couple of years ago in Tryon, and I already knew that was going to be an exciting mare for her. And I think recently she won. She won a big Grand Prix over there. I think maybe a 3 or 4 star with this mare, if I'm not confused.
Beautifully through the triple, just textbook ride, and the horse performed in peak form through that triple combination. That's exactly how it needs to be done.
Yeah, no, I appreciate bringing along young horses and knowing how to really do that, and you know, it's nice to watch Hunter. She really has learned how to do that well.
She's got to keep it together here for the Liverpool.
Beautifully.
And just 2 to go for our 3rd clear round.
Nice power there to that oxer. Easy for the 4. What a nice round.
Perfectly done. Hunter Holloway and Pepita Conspita make it 3 to come back for round number 2. And she made that course like a Hunter Derby. I mean, she was just right on it, and beautiful rhythm, beautiful ride.
Yeah, I love, she always has a nice big gallop, very positive, and does a great job of, you know, I think you just it's so important to try to keep one solid, you know, rhythm from start to finish, you know, even before you break the timers to start with, you know. If not, you're starting to play catch up, and at some point in the course it catches up.
Yeah, no question. I find, especially with today's courses, if you get the right canter and the right rhythm, they ride really well. And if you're just a tiny bit off, boy, there's a lot of trouble out on that track.
That's exactly right. And you just got to walk the courses and analyze what kind of rhythm they are established for. They're all a little bit different, but you have to get into that correct rhythm and just kind of ride the track like you said, if you do that right, they can be very simple. If not, they can. I've watched this horse a little bit. It's a little bit on the green side, but I tell you, this is a serious horse, championship horse, quality, scope, modern. It's I think that's a bit greenness, a little bit. Also, jumped B and stayed staring at those chips and didn't really quite finish his jump.
Yeah, they really have done that a lot, haven't they? And I just looked like she was a little pretty with her ride there. Like it was very smooth and stuff, and maybe needed to get a little tough.
Yeah, maybe not expecting that because he did jump with ease, and it was really at the top of the arc at B that he really kind of froze a little bit. But that's experience, and good quality horses like that come out of mistakes like that and learn a lot.
Exactly, and as we said, this one is just learning this level.
But this is for sure going to be a good horse for her in the future.
Sitting on 8, coming home.
A little bit there. I think Laura looked at the end a little bit on the bridle. I think the horses, I tell you, I think they think they're done a little bit after 10. It just that's kind of set up, and then you have to wind back up. And the altitude here in Colorado, I think, takes a bit of a toll. And little things, but all in all, that's going to be a very good horse for her in the future.
Yeah, here in Parker, Colorado, we're over 1 mile high. It's Denver's the mile high city, but Parker's actually even a little higher. It's somewhere between 5,500 and 6,000 feet, and that is significant for the horses and the riders.
Oh yeah, top athletes come to train here a lot in order to be able to get good resistance, and it's well known for that, Denver. Violet Lindemann Burnett.
She had a second-place finish in the U25 in Wellington, and yesterday she was the winner of the meter 40 junior amateur class.
This is a very nice young lady who has been getting a lot of experience, very fast.
Really aggressive. That was a good ride.
I don't mind that. That's
yeah.
She saw it. She stayed present with her eye, and she stuck to that. And that, I love to see that out of a rider, digging in when you have to, not just sitting there pretty. And I give a lot of credit to Casio. She's done she's learned a lot with Casio, and she's younger, a little bit of a shy rider, and watching her do that move makes me very happy. It means she's confident, and I think it's.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that showed a lot of great character, that turn and that jump, and as you said, she dug in and made it happen.
This girl's riding well, She works hard at it, and she went to Wellington this year and got a taste of that level there. That was, we were talking a bit about it earlier, and she was saying, it was tough, but I learned a lot, and she was very happy with it. And you see it at this 2-star level, doing a very good job with just one unlucky fence down.
Yeah, that was unlucky. That could have been our 4th clear round. That was a very, very nice ride by Violet aboard Alanine Devane, and just 4 faults. That'll keep her in the money for the day. I think she's going to be pretty happy with that ride. And we've talked about the Liverpool a lot. She rode the Liverpool as well as anybody.
Yeah, 100%. Stayed active through the turn. No, it was a very good ride.
Here is our last horse to go in round number 1. This is Hannah Lowley from the United States of America. This is Kitana 11.
Lovely mare as well. I laugh with Carrie because her trainer, Carrie Potter, because I love Carrie's taste in horses. And I always liked this mare. Came from Georgie Mascray. And it was always a good horse. And it's starting to jump. Not starting to jump, it's jumping amazing with Hannah since they got her. And that's too bad there.
That was too bad. And that Oxer has definitely taken down several riders today. Hannah won the meter 40 FEI speed class yesterday. So she's off to an excellent start here in Denver.
Just takes that other Oxer, the front rail with the hind end there, coming out of that 5 stride. having 2 down for this mare is not really of her character. She's normally jumps a lot of clear rounds, but Hannah has had a lot of success here in the past week, in the past week and a half, and maybe Sunday will be her day again. I was telling her yesterday, I'm gonna call you the governor of Colorado. She's doing so well.
There you go. So we're going to finish up with 12 pulls for Hannah Lily and Kitana 11, and that is not going to qualify for round number 2. And we do have one more coming in, and this looks like it's Shanoa. Now, Shanoa was an early scratch in the class. Shanoa had a rib injury earlier in the week, and we had been told this morning that she was not going to go, but it's great to see Shanoa McIlvaine coming into the ring.
Yeah, her mother was telling me yesterday she cracked a rib.
Yeah, there was an accident with a loose horse, and
last week, yeah.
Actually, she's very, very lucky that that's all that happened to her. It sounds like it could have been a really bad one. So it's great to see Shanoa in the tack.
Yeah, she's been riding this horse for a few years now in the Grand Prix level. She's had some very good. It's a very good horse. Yeah, she must.
Okay, we're ready now for our second round here in this. You're watching the meter 45 invitational here. This is the qualifier for Sunday's Grand Prix. This is $37,000 up for grabs. We have 3 in the jump off. We're starting off with Eduardo Sanchez Navarro. He's on his lovely gray mare Warika.
Which are our 3 clear rides, Jay?
Yeah, there's 3 clear rides, and we're starting with Eduardo.
We have Laura and Hunter Holloway. Who do you have?
Yeah.
Who do you think?
Who do I think is going to be?
Yeah.
Well, if I get to pick first, I'm going to take actually what you were saying earlier. I think Hunter Holloway is going to be a real competitor. She's really going to go for it here. And again, with just 3 in and $37,000 up, I think we're going to see these riders put out a great performance.
Yeah, I hope they hammer down.
So this jump off goes, we're starting off with the same first 3 fences, 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to be a long gallop to the double. Now, what was the triple, now it's 5AB. And we're going to have a roll back to the 5-stride line, the Animo across to the Restylane jump, and then a flat gallop to the split rock oxer. So here we go, Eduardo Sanchez with Warika.
Nice shot at 1. Easy 8 strides.
We did see a 7 there in that first round is an option.
Quick back on that.
Now the gallop to the double, which I think will ride a lot easier than the triple did.
I think that was a bit slow. I mean, he did the right thing. He held a little bit, not to come in too hot to that double, but I think he could have gotten his horse a little bit more up in front of him, landing from the 3rd jump a little sooner to get him squeezed up into that double.
There's the rollback and now the gallop. He did take the outside track.
That was a good shot at the last. That was a quick jump off.
Yeah, 40.42. He does put up a clear round on the board to start things off.
Yeah.
And I think that probably was his goal. Certainly the time is beatable, no question about it, but he is guaranteed top 3 no matter what. And so, but he has put the pressure on and saying to the other riders, okay, look, you can go faster than me if you want to, but you got to leave the rails up.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was a good solid round, as setting himself up for Sunday, putting a little pressure on the next 2 riders. I think that was a good strategy. For sure, there's windows open to go a little faster, but a solid performance for Eduardo.
This is Chattanooga and Laura Height, our second to compete in round number 2. So she just watched the leader go. She knows exactly what she needs to do.
Laura, very competitive. She really likes to win. Tough amateur. Was that the 7? Or was
that was 8.
That was 8.
That was 8 as well. That is a much bigger mover, this one.
Yeah, that would have been a little slower than for Eduardo's horse.
Yeah.
I think also Laura is going to go nice, clear, setting herself up. I think Eduardo's probably safe with this round, just being naturally faster.
Well, we do have the 2-star competition on Sunday. So these riders, you know, they're trying to win this class. Oh, and in trouble on the rollback to the Animal. Just didn't get the horse's eye on the fence.
Yeah, no, I think the horse didn't get his eye on it. He's a little bit behind the bridle through the rollback. You know, she's been bringing this horse along for a couple of years, getting to know it. Last year was lost. You know, she was starting to jump it in some Grand Prix. So, you know, she's starting to jump clear rounds, but it's taken a second for Laura and Chattanooga.
Now, we do have a correction. Eduardo Sanchez actually missed a fence in the jump off, and I was wondering if the Restylane Oxer, and he went past it, and then I thought, but we'll possibly misread the jump off numbers.
I wonder
when he went past
it. We can't see from over here.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so
no wonder it seemed so fast.
It did seem fast, and he did just miss that Restylane jump. So actually, Laura Height's going to go into first place. And
that's funny. I can't believe we didn't see that. I've got this curtain in front of me.
Yeah, well, and I did see it happen, but then I was like, well, possibly I was mistaken on the jump-off numbers. I thought maybe I made a mistake on the numbers, but actually it was Eduardo. So Hunter Holloway comes in. She's our last to go.
That's nice for Hunter. She doesn't really have to run.
No, she just has to canter around.
Yeah, nice.
It's actually a perfect setup for her. She can claim a nice check, plus be set up for Sunday.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Nice 8 strides there. Wow, this is a nice caddy mare, and she's done a very good job bringing her along. She'll be a contender on Sunday as well.
I'm definitely one of the favorites.
Got a little flat going in there, but you know, Mare is top quality. She handled that no problem.
Yeah, and Hunter really provides a nice balance to her horses on the takeoff. Very, very supportive without being interfering.
Yeah, exactly. Even though she knew she got a little bit at it, she stayed right there in the hand without being against her.
Yeah, this girl rides with a lovely hand.
Nah, look at that. Super.
Wow, that was an easy victory for Hunter Holloway. Congratulations to her with Pepita Khan, and that is a super performance.
Nice job, Hunter. Congratulations. Good job.
Yeah, so a great start here off to our Friday. This show here, the Denver International part of the Split Rock Jumping Tour, has been, the first 2 days have been amazing. We're off to a super start here again on Friday. We're really excited about the Sunday class. I think we're going to see some top jumping and top competition, and all of these riders going for it as fast as they can.
Yeah, please join us on Sunday, and hopefully we'll have a great class with great weather and great atmosphere again, and thanks for watching.
Thank you to Angel Caroli for joining me. I'm Jay Duke, and this has been the Split Rock Jumping Tour. We will see you Sunday morning.